Well, what do you think the solution is?
The solution is, of course, we need that one person that we don't have to be thinking about doing those boxes right now. More trust from Jimmy. And I really feel like Cynthia should get back and be like, hey, Carrie, today before this day, you need to finish these 5 things. I swear to you, he doesn't do anything. He's just emailing on his phone, sending a text message for like 20 minutes. I'm like, what? I already done like 20 things. And that's me, you know?
Yeah.
But I just feel like it's overwhelming now. Like,
Okay.
I'm like, Carrie, what do you have going on? I haven't done Dick's report. I'm like, the weekly? No, I'll start it on Wednesday. I'm like, on Wednesday? Carrie, where do you spend your time?
Yeah. He and I have had discussions about this. His there's a struggle with time management, and we all struggle with that.
Yes.
But yeah, he and I have had these conversations.
It's not talking bad about Carrie. It's just, I know for him it's overwhelming too. You know, I had that breakdown when I was like, fudge, what am I going to do? I don't know how to do this. But it's already, yeah, come on. You've been here a little, we can, come on. You
Right.
got to work. You got to,
Right.
I told
Right.
him, Carrie, let's get together and let's go to Ferguson. Let's go together. We'll start this. We haven't done one, you know, an event for Ferguson.
Right.
Now we're open 100%. I said, we'll get plumbers and contractors there.
Yeah.
Carrie, are you ready? No, I'm not ready. I'm like,
All right. All right. Would you be opposed to doing a joint webinar or a joint Zoom call with you, me, and Carrie? Maybe next
yeah,
week?
yeah, of course.
All right. And how much of what you've just told me would you be willing to repeat?
I would tell you, like, I will tell him, I will say, I mean, if you ask me, I'm like, I don't know what Carrie does. I know days that I'm working on. I'll give you the example of the agent list. I went through 100, clean out who's not around anymore. I went through 558 agents list all day, eating lunch and working while he's doing 3 emails for an agent. And like, no wonder you're fucking kicking ass with the agents, because you're writing all these beautiful emails to them and blah, 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 when you're supposed to be helping me.
Yeah. All right. All right.
I love Carrie, but yes, we need to get him, like, let's get going.
Okay.
I need help.
Okay. Yeah. I'm going to ask him to join us next week. I don't know whether he'll be willing to do it on the Monday, but I'm going to try. I'm going to just tell him it's a very urgent next week. I will have the discussion with him this week. I think we're scheduled for tomorrow. And I wrote a couple notes down here to talk with him about. I'm not going to say anything about your frustrations at this point. I want that to come up in next week's joint call. But I appreciate your frustration and your concern, and I you know, we as coaches, and then you as marketers, certainly struggle when we have a kind of misdirection, or when we have a target that has too many targets. You have management that gives you not just one target to shoot for, but many targets, and you only have so many arrows in your quiver. You only have so many ways that you can do all of these different things. One of the things that I look at and analyze from a marketing perspective is what is the return on your investment of time?
Yeah.
And I'm not convinced that sitting doing emails is a very good investment of time. It's been proven that barely 10 or 1 out of 10 emails is ever even opened when they're sent. And so, if it takes you an hour to send 10 emails, it's almost an hour wasted. Okay.
Yeah. And our lady, our front desk quit. So boxes and things like that, he has to do now on his own. And I mean, you're gonna see less out because all that stuff still takes him a while. But yeah, if you could just bring up how we're doing us working together, I mean, that would be perfect. And I'm gonna express myself, not in a bad way. I mean, I'm thankful for Carrie, but just even Cynthia's like, don't tell them what to do. The mailer should be out on the 1st. Guess what? He sent it the 3rd week. And they were just sitting there. And I knew they were sitting there. And Cynthia, don't tell them. Don't tell them. And, I'm just like on top of him, but I know I need to take care of myself.
All right.
But
Yeah.
it's becoming a lot. Even Jimmy Friday was like, did you guys already finish the realtors, the property management, this and this list? And I am like, no, we're behind on customer reviews. We're behind, we're catching up on this, catching up on that. And I'm like, how do you expect me to? And I was going to come Saturday to work, but I'm like, no, my mom's in town. That's not going to go anywhere. That dash is getting cleaned up little by little, but that dash has been worked on for forever. It's going to stay there, and little by little.
Right. All right. What can I do for you right now, today, that can make your marketing life easier?
No, you've been great. I'm sorry that I'm just like, but it's just now I know it's pressured. Jimmy said, I want contractors, I want plumbers. You got it. You know what? It's going to be a lot of driving around, finding this business, talking to people, the ones that we already have. Just keep marketing. But it's something different because before it was agents. And so please, I know you're going to see some notes that are probably, because I really don't know a lot of our contractors. I know them by text messaging and stuff, but going to their office is going to be different. Maybe it's closed, but I'm going to try my best. I'm going to do it to go to the offices. And if there's no office, just call, get that touch. But no, thank you. I don't think you can do anything. I think that Zoom meeting will work for both of us, for Carrie and I.
Right. Okay. Well, I noticed on the report from, I don't know, was it last Friday or maybe Thursday, the 18th, you visited a plumber, an insurance agent, and then a plumber and an insurance agent. And I don't know what Heaven Home Inspections is.
So let me tell you about that one. And you know where I'm everywhere. So we have a company, AA Home Inspections, that send us a lot of jobs, a lot of mold jobs. Okay. This guy's freaking awesome. Isaac, he's been on Jimmy's list. So I'm like, hey, Candy, home inspection guys, anywhere else, let's get them. So I marketed to him last year. I told him who we are, blah, blah, blah. He's like, oh, that's awesome, blah, blah, blah. He sent us a job. He went to a job, and then the homeowner actually came to pay the tenant's assessment, the $300. So, I mean, I don't know. I thought that would never happen, but look, it happened.
Yeah.
The plumber one is because I'm with the agents. It's not that I want to go, oh, let me go with agents and plumbers. It's just if I see one, let's go. That's how I am.
Okay,
And I know we should focus on agents, but there's sometimes it's an opportunity that I'm like, hey, there's this person right here.
okay. What the problem that happens, or the difficulty that happens when you are, you're focused on plumbers, but then you see the agent, is the risk of getting out of your zone, the risk of, it's a little tricky to switch hats in the middle of the day or the middle of your marketing effort. So there's always, I know what you're doing. You see what you think is an opportunity with an agent at that moment, and you jump over and you go market to that agent. I really would encourage you to not chase that shiny red ball.
Okay.
All right. Part of that is you, that's your style and your personality, but it's also potentially damaging, because you can be really, really good at what you do
Mhm.
if you stay focused and in your zone. You hear the talk about athletes, they have a great basketball game because they were in their zone, and they had 35 points. Well, which is really good. That's because they stayed in their zone. They didn't get sidetracked with other things. And so the fact is, with your A and B plumbers, if you've
Mhm.
only got a dozen, 10, 12, 15, 20, whatever it is, do them all, either do them all one right after the other, starting on Monday morning until they're done, which might be Tuesday,
Yes.
and then move to your
To the-
agents. And when you say, all right, well, I saw an opportunity, the opportunity doesn't really go away. If you see an insurance agent or agency sign while you're
Mhm.
marketing to your plumbers, they're going to be there tomorrow. They're going to be there Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. They're going to be there next week. So you don't have to, jump out of your car and run to them.
I know, but these are companies I never see, or they don't
That-
even come out on the freaking Google or
Then,
anywhere.
then pull over in a parking lot, write down the name of the agency and the address, or if you didn't catch the building number, at least write down, 2 blocks
Okay.
from the McDonald's on Happy
Yes, you're
Day
right. I
Street.
know. You're
Okay.
right. I thought what I did when I was with the agents, I thought what I did at the top, even though he sent us a job that same day, I feel like that was a little desperate. That was a little look too desperate. And yes, I understand what you're saying.
Okay. And that's exactly what I don't, that looking desperate is exactly what happens. And that's what they think.
Yes.
And we don't want that. We can't risk that.
Yes.
Okay? Own your plumber list, whatever that is, 15
Yeah.
plumbers, call on 6 or 7 or 8 on the day 1, and 6 or 7 or 8 on day 2, and be successful with those, and then go to your insurance agents.
Okay. I will work on that.
Okay, because otherwise, it's going to be what I think the phrase is helter skelter. It's you're jumping all over the place. You're like the cat trying to chase the red
Yes.
label.
Yeah.
Don't be that.
No, yes,
Okay?
yeah,
The fact is, Candy, you're better than that. You're way
yes,
better than that. Uh, so that's what I'm questioning you on.
okay,
I looked at your report for last, I think this is last Thursday, and it's a good report. Do I like the fact that you're spending all your time on this Oscars thing? No, I don't, and I think that it seriously impacts your opportunities because your ROI isn't there. But
yeah,
um, I I'm encouraging you, and I will try to talk with Jimmy about it. But at a minimum, he will learn this when he comes to Atlanta in May. And by the way, Carrie believes you're doesn't think there's any issue. He Carrie's very convinced that you and Jimmy and him are coming to the Atlanta event. You last time I talked to you, you were kind of wondering.
well, no, because when we told him, yeah, the new one's on Atlanta, the next training, he's like, oh yeah, and it's the fact that he can't be here, that he's spending time and not be able to, control everything that's going on here. That's the reason. But I'm pretty sure he wants to. We are going for sure. You already sent the thing. Did you forward it to him?
Um,
The
no, but I
registration?
can resend it to him.
I'll send it to him.
All right.
I'll send, when would you like me to register us? But I'm pretty sure he's gonna say he's gonna take care of it.
Yeah. The frustrating thing, Candy, is I send him emails and texts and he doesn't respond to them.
Yeah.
I mean, and then a week or two ago, he called me and he was a little huffy because he didn't have the information that he wanted from me. And I had to remind him gently that I had sent it in 2 texts and 3 emails to him. So
I love Jimmy. He's just everywhere.
yeah. Um, what's the biggest challenge you're struggling with right now? Not administratively, but out there calling on plumbers or insurance agents.
So insurance agents are coming around. Insurance agents, I feel really good. I got good connections, but I know what Jimmy wants us to do now with, okay, well, since you have this agent that gives you referrals, now you got to start working with the other ones to get referrals. I'm telling you right now, it's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
It's not gonna, I don't know who got this thing in his mind. It's not gonna happen. Maybe with plumbers, it'll be easier that way, jumping with plumbers, because plumbers, they're down to talk and blah, blah. But this one agent, Sarah, works for I Escalante, main agent. Sarah always sends us the referrals. But guess what? The other 2 girls, Adriana, and they're hardly ever there, or one is always on the computer and the phone. So there's no time for me to mingle with them. So it's like hot, and he wants that. He wants us to become friends with the other people, which is fine, but there's no way other people are gonna send us jobs. It's that one girl. So now I feel even pressured, like, oh man, I better go in the office and not only talk to my girl that sends me referrals, but make friends, make connections with the other people. And I'm like, how? That's gonna even take even more time.
Right. Yeah.
But is that something that you guys wanted?
Well, if you have multiple, they're called producers, different insurance agents in the office that work for the principal insurance agent. Those other agents are called producers. But some
Correct.
of those producers are like some other insurance agents. They are 100% focused on selling, 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 and they just simply don't get involved in the claims process. So just because you have 2 or 3 or 5 agents in an office, that doesn't mean that all 5 agents are going to send you jobs from their policyholders. Sometimes the producer that's selling on the phone, on the computer, when they get one of their policyholders that they actually wrote and they have a claim, they could even pass it on to the customer service rep at the front desk and say, hey, could you handle this, or could you tell this policyholder who to call? And hopefully that's Jimmy Garza. My recommendation is that if you're going to engage with the agents and Jimmy wants you to get connected to more of them, there are 2 ways that you can do that. One
Okay.
is to befriend and get really tight with that. They're called CSRs. They're customer service rep, that
Yes.
receptionist, that person at the front desk. That's one way. And then you can even say to them, would you please give a copy of this Maven article to all of the agents in your office? And if you know there are 5 insurance agents, bring in 5 copies.
Okay.
And write their names on the top if you can, and ask her to put them in their inboxes. That way you're touching them even though you're not actually in front of them and talking with them. They're
Okay,
going
I like
to
this
recognize your
one.
name. They're going to see the Jimmy Garza logo at the bottom of the Maven article.
Maven article.
Okay. So that's one way. The other way is when you have an agency where one agent out of the 2 or 3 or 5 that it's in there has sent you a job. Off, you guys spend this money all the time. Offer to bring them lunch. Say, I'd like to bring you lunch and sit and chat with you for 15 minutes. And my recommendation is you give them a menu from a local, sub shop or whatever. Ask them all to pick what they want, and then you go and buy it and bring it to them. The reason why you do that is because if I'm picking out my chicken salad sandwich for my lunch for tomorrow, I'm going to show up.
Yeah.
I just ordered my lunch for tomorrow. I'm going to show up, and every agent that actually orders will almost always show up. Wow, you look different with your glasses off.
Whoa, my eye I'm telling you, this wind is horrible and my doors are closed.
Oh, okay. All right.
I like this. I like the 2 options you gave me.
You see, one of the thing, when you have an agency where one of them is sending you referrals or has sent you a referral, it's the perfect agency. At least the mentality of the overall agency is that they're willing to hear you out. They're willing to give you an opportunity. The perfect way to take advantage legitimately of that opportunity is to take them lunch and sit there and eat lunch with them. The thing you eat for your lunch should be real light and not too overwhelming. Even if it's a sandwich where you just take a couple bites, but do most of the talking. Okay. And then take the sandwich with you. And if you're still hungry, eat the sandwich down the road in the car. So, you get your lunch. But that's a great way to interact. And I would say right in that little get together, I would say, so Susie, you sent us you referred us on a job. I believe it went really well, didn't it? And try to draw her out and get her to engage with you in front of the others and you know, what you want her to say is, OMG, it was awesome. You guys rocked. That client is thrilled.
Mhm.
That's what I would encourage you to do. That's
Okay.
you know, that's keeping the commitment to Jimmy to try and expand your relationships within that office. But that's not, just like you said, that's not as easy when you walk in there and they're all busy on phones and typing on a computer and sitting there talking to a new policy holder. So scheduling lunch is the best way to do that. And you know, there's that old psychology. When you break bread with somebody, when you're having lunch with somebody, it's a different emotion. It's a different relationship. It's a different feeling of a personal connection.
Yeah.
So,
I like those for the agents. Yeah, that was another thing that last week I was just trying to, talk to more of them. But right now with the whole COVID, I mean, even though we're 100% now, some are still working from home.
yeah,
So, I mean, they're milking it,
yeah,
but yeah, that was one thing that I was like, whoa, this is going to be hard. I
yeah.
mean, Jimmy thinks it's easy. You just, rub elbows. I'm like, it's not that easy. I mean, it's not.
No,
So I really like this. And about the Maven articles, that's another really personal touch with their name and then just in their inbox or their desk, whatever.
don't staple a business card to it.
Okay.
Just hopefully when you take Maven articles, you're printing them out on a better quality paper. Don't print them out on the standard copy machine paper.
So what Jimmy's doing, he's actually, we have the color ones, he'll print them colored.
Okay. What do
So
you mean by, I don't understand?
So there's some that have pictures of like agents in a desk or something.
Yeah.
We should take it black and white. He's like, no, that looks
Oh.
horrible. I was like, well, we don't have access for the ink. And so now we have access to that.
Okay.
Well, we don't. We actually had to send it to Andy and Andy will print it out for us.
Oh, okay. Yeah, printing, the whole point of using a picture on a Maven article is because the picture gets people's attention. You know, the old saying, picture's worth 1,000 words, but
Yes.
you've got to print them out in color. Absolutely. Black and white would be horrible.
Yeah, we did that for a good while.
But I suggest you go even further. And I suggest that you go to Staples and buy a ream of glossy paper.
Okay.
It's only like $8, $9, $10. It's not a lot of money. And that's 500 sheets. So,
oh, wow. That's good.
Okay. So if you use glossy, shiny paper, when you hand those Maven articles to the person, it looks like it's a higher quality, higher caliber. When something's printed on better quality paper, there's a different level of respect given to it.
Yes.
And so I know it's a lot to ask Andy to not only print it out in color for you, but to also print it on glossy paper. But that Maven article will be respected 100 times more than just printing it out on copy machine paper.
Okay? You got it.
All right. And then, like I said, if you know there are 5 agents in that office, take 5 copies in so that your customer service rep at the front desk doesn't have to first go and copy it and then put it in all of the inboxes. You give her the 5 copies, she can take and stand right there and go boom, 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 and put all 5 copies in their inboxes.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay. Make it as easy as you possibly can for them to do your job. Because that really is your job, but you don't always have access to putting that Maven article in each one of their mailboxes or their inboxes.
I have a question for you right now. I'm gonna go see this company,
Yep.
Natural and Sons Plumbing, and the owner sent us one job. And that's because he was doing fixing one of his, customers' property and got flooded, and he thought about us, and I had already sent him a box, like I want to say 4 months, like I had sent him a box in March.
Okay.
And I guess he remembered us. He used us. But I've been to his office, and when I gave him his check in the W-9 form, I talked to him. He's like, oh yeah, I already gave all my guys your business card. At that time, the guys weren't there, but they do have a dispatch. My thing is right now I'm going to go to dispatch, which I'm really cool with Renee, like we talked before. And would it be okay for me to ask for their information so I could communicate with them?
Yeah,
Yes?
absolutely.
Okay.
Say, I don't want to bypass you. In other words, the dispatch person.
Okay.
I don't want to bypass you, but I would just love to have their cell number so I could text them once in a while and say, hey, or say thank you or whatever. And, if she's willing to give you the contact info, those technicians, have with you, not necessarily, you don't have to carry it in with you, but have something with you in the car that if she graciously, here's a list of all of them. Go out, say, I've got something for you. Go back out in the car and bring her in some special gift to thank her for being so generous.
Okay.
If she won't give it to you and she say, nope, sorry, I'm not allowed to do that. Well, then don't give her the gift. That's why,
Yeah, of course.
leave it. That's why I say leave it in the car and then run back out and get it.
Right.
But you want to thank her. You want her to feel appreciated and respected and understand that, hey, she did you a nice turn,
Yeah, because there's 5 guys in there, and I mean, these are good leads. They're emergency, they're open 24/7. I'm like, well, I definitely need to get my hands in there. I've been there early. I guess what the guys are doing they're dispatching from home,
Right.
So the only thing I know, it's just kind of go with her.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
You still could possibly arrange a breakfast down the road.
Yes.
Because at some point, the owner's going to want all those plumbers to come in to the shop.
And what I would like, it's, get maybe a couple of more referrals from them, and then let's go breakfast club for, breakfast plumber for them.
Yeah.
But just wait, like, let's just go little by little, getting their trust, and let's go. But yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Right. If you can get their phone numbers, you can text, let's say one of them sends you a referral and now you've got to deliver a check. Let's say his name is Bob.
Mm-hmm.
Send a text to all the other guys saying, hey, I'm delivering Bob's referral check to him today. Look forward to when I can deliver a check to you too.
Okay.
Okay. All you're doing is you're dangling the carrot in front of them.
Yeah.
That's all.
I like that.
All right.
Perfect.
Okay. Anything else?
No, I'm very happy with the options you gave me for the agents this week. Like I said, I'm gonna be just doing the contractors, carpet cleaners, and plumbers.
Okay. All right. Just do me a favor and try to do one vertical, one industry type at a time. Plumbers, and then go on to agents, and then go on to carpet cleaners, and then go on to general contractors or home inspectors or whatever. Okay.
I will.
And I recognize you might not have very many home inspectors. So you might only do 1 or 2 or 3 home inspectors in the morning. And then in the afternoon, you have to switch hats again and go to something else, carpet cleaners or whatever.
Okay, I'll keep
right.
them. Thank you.
Thanks. I'm gonna arrange I'm gonna arrange for you and Carrie to do a joint call next week.
Yes, it'll be good.
All right.
Thank you so much. Have a good one. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.